Hi guys, welcome to Simplify with Swapna, and just let's start our work instead of talking anything else. So on my screen you must be seeing that I have written certain steps that we are going to do in today's video. Okay, today's video is solely based for those people who want to work with Power BI but just not superficially. Now, if you go through multiple videos on Power BI that are present on YouTube or any other place, the problem with these videos is that they always start with an Excel database, Excel data. And believe me or not, when you actually work on projects related to Power BI, the Excel part, very rarely you will find certain projects which are actually using Excel to connect to Power BI. Generally, Power BI gets connected to multiple databases which are on premises or on cloud, and maybe sometimes they use SharePoints, but the major part involves connecting to a database which is on premises in the sense not hosted on any cloud service. It is actually present in the company domain that you are working with, and on cloud, maybe Azure, maybe AWS, maybe Google. Okay, so the problem I've encountered with these videos is that they don't generally talk very deeply on how these databases actually are and how to connect them to Power BI and how to do the data modeling part of Power BI. Okay, most of these videos continuously talk about the visualization part of Power BI, and though the visualization part of Power BI is very, very powerful, it is just the tip of the iceberg. The actual part lies when you are working on a data model and you make this data model in such a way that visualizations just flow into them. Okay, you don't need to think too much about what you can use, what you cannot use. The data just fits into these visualizations like a cherry on a piece of cake. Okay, so this video is actually helps people who are not associated with any company, who are individual contributors, who don't have much accesses and want to learn Power BI like a simulation what happens on in any company or in any project. Okay, what I will go through is that I am going to work with you to install a dummy database, okay, which is given by Microsoft, and then connect it to Power BI. So let's start with our first step. So the first step of our aim, let me reiterate the aim over here. So our aim is to have a database on our system ready to be connected to Power BI. Okay, so the first step for that is to download the SQL Server. SQL Server is a database engine. Okay, it is actually required because you want to work with a database on your system. Okay, now if you consider SQL Server as a kitchen, okay, your AdventureWorks database, which is the database that I will be using and which is given by Microsoft for people like us, okay, can be considered as your vegetables and fruits. Okay, and you are going to work with these ingredients in your kitchen, which is the SQL Server. You are going to make this beautiful dishes ready, and these dishes are going to be served one after connecting to Power BI. So Power BI is like your table where you can dish out all these recipes that you have created. Okay, that is why connecting to a database is very important. Working with data is very important. Okay, so the first two I think are the paid version. I'm creating this video where I want this series where I want that people should not pay for anything in general. They can just go and educate themselves with very minimal cost or no cost at all. So the these two versions which you see over here, that is the SQL Server Developer and the SQL Server Express, are free. It's written over here, okay, that it is, kind of a free edition. Okay, here also it is written a free edition. You can use SQL Server Express also. There is no harm in it. But I am going to, download the SQL Server Developer. You have to click download over here and then it will get downloaded. Now if you can see over here, I've already downloaded this and it has come here like SQL 2022 developer version. Okay, if you open this install package, okay, so if you open this install package, you will see that you have to choose the installation type, which is basic, custom and download media. Now you can go with the basic version and directly install it. There is no problem with it. But in case if you have any issues when connecting to the database, and you can write me in the comment section. I will go through the custom steps one by one, okay, or I will give them in case you have any issues with the basic version, but I don't think so there has to be any issues. So directly select the basic and you will install the SQL Server on your system. So this is just a very small step. I have already installed it, okay. So you can see the configuration manager over here. I have already installed it. If you open it, then you can do lot of changes as per your wish in the configuration manager, but generally now I don't think so we require any changes. It's just a normal installation. Once that is installed, okay, we proceed to the second step. Now after installing SQL Server, we come to the second step. So the second step is the installation of SSMS. Now SQL Server is not like an Excel sheet that you can you can click and manipulate data directly in it, okay. SQL Server is kind of a service and it runs actually in the backend. Now to connect to this service, to use your database, to browse through your tables, to run queries on it, to actually work on your data, you require something to manage it. So actually in simple terms, it is kind of, SSMS is kind of a management studio where you manage your database. Very simple meaning of it, okay. Now SSMS is this site is open over here. Directly go to your Microsoft Learn SSMS install site. You can directly even put it on Google or even ChatGPT. It will give you the site directly, and open it and you can download this SSMS, okay. Once your SSMS is downloaded, the .exe file, then you can install it. So I will show you how it is downloaded on my system, and I will just open and show it to you that how you can what all processes. It is very simple. I will just open and tell you how to process it, okay. I have already installed it, so I will not be installing it again, and it is a very easy process. So just let me show it to you once, okay. Now see, you can see over here that I have already downloaded the SSMS setup. Now this is just to show you, okay, that how you can proceed with it. I already have SSMS setup in my system, so I won't be downloading it again, but let me just show you how easy it is to download, okay. So once you have downloaded, you have this. Now see, I have already installed it, so it is showing me the uninstall and the repair option. When you open it, the docs.exe file, you will be shown the install option. So you just have to click on it and it will automatically proceed. There is no other thing that you need to do with it, okay. Let me just close this over here, okay. So we have done two steps now. The first step is downloading your actual SQL Server. The second is downloading SSMS, your management studio for your database. Now the third step is to actually download. Let me just get on my charger quick. Now we have done the first step, which is installation of the SQL Server. Then we have done the second step, which is installing SSMS. for the SQL Server. Now we actually this should be the third step to install the database in itself. Let me just put over here, then you can install your, this is your third step. Delete this. Okay, so your third step is to install your database. Okay, so actually the database is already available. Okay, I will just show you. Microsoft is very kind to give us these sample databases, so you can just go on this link. All the links I will share in my description also, so no need to worry. So when you click on this link, you will see that you have multiple sets of this example data. Okay, now what I have downloaded is this one. Okay, you can download the lightweight, but generally I have downloaded this AdventureWorks 2019. You can download 2022, no problem at all. Just try and download it again for you all. Let it download. Okay, so now I have downloaded this. Let me go in the downloads. Let me go in the downloads. Now here in the downloads you can see that this file is already present. Okay, now this file actually you have to move it in the folder where it is accessible for the SQL Server. So generally this file needs to be in the SQL Server folder, and your SQL Server folder actually gets created in the program files. So let's go in the program files in the Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, inside the SQL Server you have this MS SQL Server. Inside, open this MS SQL and you have a backup folder. Now generally, so if you can see over here, this file should be present in the backup folder. Okay, once it is in the backup folder of the SQL Server, then it is automatically identifiable inside the database. Now what you have to do is that you have to open SSMS. Now this is a very important step. Open SSMS. Once your SSMS is open, it will ask you the credentials, okay, to log in to your setup. Okay, so I already have this setup in place. What I will do is that I will disconnect this setup, okay, and I will connect it again. Okay, so when you actually log in, you will have nothing present over here. Okay, just ignore this query for now. You go in the connect section. Okay, and in the connect section you have to choose the server's type as database engine, and you have to choose the server name as localhost, because your SQL Server is on your localhost, on your system. Okay, you have to use the Windows authentication, and you have to connect with your username, the administrator username, mind you. It will not work with any standard user, so better log in with the administrator user and trust server certificate, and then you can connect. Okay, when there's an important note over here, when you are downloading SQL Server, if you are choosing the SA login or setting up the login yourself, please remember the password that you are setting up. Okay, otherwise you can continue, no problem in that. Okay, then once you have connected in the databases over here, now I have the AdventureWorks database already present over here. You will not have this database present over here. Okay, you have to actually restore this database. Restoring in the sense, it's very easy. I will show you the restore process. There are two ways you can restore this database. Now your database is already present in the backup folder of your SQL Server. Okay, so you have to copy this path and come back in the SSMS. Okay, and restore database. Once you open restore database, you can go in the device and browse for your database. Okay, sometimes what happens is that, which has happened over here, is that you won't be able to see exactly the database through SSMS, because SSMS actually doesn't work like the Windows Explorer. You will not see every file which is present. Okay, so in this case the similar thing is happening, and instead of putting it in different folders and going through a lot of process, what I did was that there is a simple command which will help you in restoring your database, which you can see over here. What this you have to use the proper path and the proper name of the database. Okay, be careful in that. It is doing nothing, but it is restoring the database. AdventureWorks 2019 is the name. From the disk, I have given the path where I have set up this. Okay, use a path which is accessible to the SQL Server. Okay, do not put it in your downloads or any other drive. Okay, better use a path which SQL Server can access. Now what happens is that AdventureWorks database is created by some other a third party, Microsoft. So it has the destination and the source path already filled in it. Okay, we have to redirect it to the path that is present at our end. So that is why we use with move over here, and we give that you move the AdventureWorks 2019 data to this place. Okay, .mdf is that we are moving the data. Okay, and next is we move the log files. Okay, so logs are very important. Whenever even you are working in companies, you need to maintain logs. So in terms of restoring the database or doing any other things with the database, the log file will be very important. So AdventureWorks 2019 log should be moved to this place. It's a very simple thing. And then I am using replace over here. Why I am using replace right now is that because I already have this AdventureWorks database which at my end. Okay, so if you are doing it for the first time, if you use only this till here and avoid replace, that is fine, because replace will actually replace the database of the same name in your SSMS, in your SQL Server. Okay, so I already have this database, that's why I am using replace over here. What it will do is that it will replace this current database with the new database that I have given. Okay, and it will run, and this is how it will roll. Look, once it looks like this, that means you are good to go. You have a database ready set up on your own system, your laptop. You can come over here and you can just work around with your AdventureWorks database. So let's just have a select query over here, because we have done quite a lot of installation and work to just have a database present in our system. So when we go over here, okay, I will just show you what all tables and all are there over here. If you go in the tables section, okay, it may take some time, that's fine. Okay, so it has opened, and if you see over here, you can see there are multiple tables which are present, and it makes me really happy because we can simulate a proper practical project workflow with this. Okay, if you see sales, person credit card, sales order detail. Okay, let's just do one select statement on this and see if it actually gives us the number of records. Okay, so let's use the sales table. Okay, so sales. Okay, 1 minute, let me open it with the database. Okay, let me just close this. Let me open it from the Adventure database. Okay, yes, so let's do a select statement, star from sales. Yeah, we got it now. Sales dot, let's see, credit card. Okay, let's just see credit card. Let's execute this statement, and yes, we have data over here. So this is how it works in actual practically in a project. Okay, we don't connect through Excel most of the times. I have never connected Power BI mostly to an Excel. It is just for your practice. Generally it is connected to a database, and this is how we are going to use it. Now the fourth step, we have done all the 3 steps. Our database is ready. We are good to go. Now the fourth steps comes in that you have to install Power BI desktop. So obviously we already have, our Power BI desktop present over here. Okay, if you want, you can install it from Microsoft Store. There is nothing, a link to give over here. You can install it from anywhere you want. It is very easily pretty accessible. Okay. Now you go in your get data. Okay, now we are going to connect it and bring all the data inside Power BI. Okay, because this is a SQL server, it is already given. Microsoft has a direct import from SQL server. Okay, so you click on your SQL server button. Then it says that you have to give the server name, and the database is optional, and we have to click on either the import or the direct query. And the next video from here, I am going to explain you the difference between these two. But for now, let's just select the import query. And the server will be our local host. Okay, we are not using any other thing. It's just local host. Database is optional. I will leave it for now so that I can show you more things how it comes, and click on OK. So now it's connected to our local host AdventureWorks database. Now see, there are multiple tables. Okay. The thing is that you can connect to everything if you want, and you can connect to, very few tables depending on what requirement is there. So now let me say that I want only the sales table or something, maybe the customer, because I need the account number. Maybe I need the credit card details. Okay. Maybe I need the territory details. I need the store details. Okay. Let me see if there are any other important things over here. Maybe the vendor details, purchasing order, work order details. Okay, so there are multiple things over here depending on your requirement, what you are actually building. You can select n number of things. Now you can load your data directly or transform your data. Let me load it for now, because in this video we are mostly concentrating on connecting a SQL server with data to your Power BI system. Okay, and let it just load. Let's wait for some time. It may take some time to load. That's not a problem. So it is taking time because the connection is local, and I think I loaded quite a lot of rows locally. Okay, so that's not a problem. It took a little bit of time, but yes, we have all our data present over here, and it is actually connected to a SQL Server database and not an Excel. I really feel happy about showing this, because this is how actually it works. Okay, if you go over here in the table view, you can see all the data. Okay, and if you want to check the source again, you can just go in this transform data. Either you can go in transform data and check the source from the Power Query editor, or you can go in the data source settings and it will show you exactly which source it is connected to, which is the local host over here. Okay, so yes, I think we have achieved our goal for today, and let's feel happy about it, and let's see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and bye bye.